How many people do we have viewing?
We have over 1,000 people. Oh, we just dropped down below 1,000.
We dropped down below 1,000.
Right when you said that.
Oh, yeah, it must be the ice hockey. Yeah. Ice hockey's driving people away. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching some Legacy.
Pretty exciting. I really like this Reanimator deck, and I think it's going to be a top contender in Legacy after winning last Madrid tournament, the Madrid Grand Prix, the Legacy tournament there. And
that was a pretty big tournament, too.
Biggest tournament in the world, I hear. And
there were more people in that tournament than there are watching the stream.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing? I don't know.
These two players are undefeated. If they win, they can draw in probably.
If they win, draw easily.
They still have a good chance of making it in. So
both these players are undefeated. 18 points. We're in round 7. There's only one other 18-point competitor, and then then it drops down to 16.
Yeah, the 18-pointer is playing against the 16-pointer this round, and then there's a bunch of 15-pointers. 6 tables worth to be exact. So.
Hey, we're back up to 1,000. It must have been my begging for people to come back. Well, but we do actually. Someone brought up a good point. We're not going to have a lot of our European viewers because the time difference is just so whacked out.
Sure. But then again, we still get a bunch of the players who played in the PTQ yesterday and now just are having a lazy Sunday. So the players are drawing their opening hands. And I see a Blazing Archon, Show and Tell, Mystical Tutor, Polluted Delta, 2 Polluted Deltas in Ryan's hand.
William has a Daze, a Standstill, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Wasteland, an Island, and a Regery. Merfolk Regery. Oh, and a Lord of Atlantis.
Sure.
Is that 7 cards? I hope. It felt like 8.
Yeah, one card I missed from Ryan saying he's got a Ponder. No Disruption. Looks like Will here is gonna mulligan.
Do it? Yeah. Not supposed to be, but I saw 3 Suburbies.
Do you think Jace is good enough to be a legacy card?
It's fine, especially in this matchup, because the blue deck can slow the game down just enough where it can get to the 4 mana, play a Jace, Fate Steel or Brainstorm, and then be able to bounce the singleton threat that the Reanimator deck gets into play.
Sure. I think that's what his plan is, but unfortunately he did not keep that. That hand was not keepable. Couldn't get to the 4 mana needed. So, see, Will here really wants to draw a hand that has at least 1 force of will. So in case Ryan does something fast, he's got an out, and that first hand just didn't cut it. For Ryan, however, he's got a nice 3rd turn Blazing Archon if he chooses. And then if that Blazing Archon gets destroyed, he can go use Mystical Teachings, or Tutor, rather, to grab another Reanimate spell.
Right.
Or if he wants, he can use Mystical Tutor to go grab a counter spell.
Right, so we have a hand with Force of Will. We have a hand with Force of Will, Daze.
Wasteland, Silvergill Adept.
Yep, Wasteland, Silvergill Adept.
And one other card. It's like Curse Catcher. Either way, first turn Ponder starts it off for Ryan. And
it's another island. That was the extra card.
Okay. And Ryan's taking a good hard look at those top 3 cards. Looks like
he likes them, and he wants one of them at least. It's like a Daze. He wants to fight back.
Sure. Turn 2. Ryan plays the second island, and he's going to cast Lord of Atlantis. Oh, Silvergill Adept, sorry.
Showing the Lord of Atlantis. So to pay the alternate cast cost of a colorless and a blue, instead of the additional 3 that you would normally have to pay.
Ryan takes first blood in this game. Goes down to 19 from his blue delta. And so if you're Ryan here, do you just go for it on turn 3? You got to, right? Just the Blazing Archon right into play? Or are you going to mystical tutors into a counter spell of some sort?
Well, what's the Reanimate spell of choice? Are we looking at a show and tell?
Show and tell into... Oh, he's got an Entomb. That's pretty good.
I think you Entomb, and then you mystical for a reanimation spell, and then have Daze back up.
Yep.
And then you still have show and tell for backup.
Sure.
Because Blazing Archon isn't really the best threat. That's not really what you want. It's fine, but it can be dealt with.
Looks like Entomb here is going to get Force of Will, and Will fall to 19 life. Ryan being very careful to make sure that he doesn't get wastelanded. But he's going to float a blue here and then cast Daze on the Force of Will. I'm pretty
And Daze is good.
Okay.
So now that blue's going to... Well, first now we need to search for a creature to put in the graveyard. A rules stickler would have said, hey, you put the Entomb in the graveyard already, so you're done searching. Probably doesn't work very well. Also, in Legacy, you do need to be careful about your graveyard order. The Iona will go into the graveyard before the Entomb resolves, because there are cards that matter on the graveyard orders, such as Phyrexian, what's the name of the...
Ashen Ghoul.
Yep, well, Ashen Ghoul. Why can't I think of these names? We just go with Ashen Ghoul. Corpse Dance, that's another one.
Sure. And looks like in response to the Mystical Tutor, that's going to go and get dazed. So it looks like Ryan won't have the Reanimate spell. He needs to get that Iona into play.
I was thinking more of Phyrexian Furnace, honestly. That's the one I was thinking of. Like Phyrexian Furnace specifically would be able to remove that Iona before it would be able to remove the Entomb.
Looks like he drew a Corrosion Grip this turn. But I don't see any green mana. I guess he boards that card in fear of...
Counterbalance, maybe? I don't know.
Fear of, like, Leyline of the Void?
Or Ley Lines.
Is that... Yeah, that's a
That's a Corrosion Grip.
Yeah. That's right, he's playing 4 Bayou Man. If you go ahead and watch that Good Decks live, when it gets posted, you'll be able to see Ryan's full deck.
To bash in for 5. See, this is the clock that the Merfolk deck wants, but it also wants a couple more counter spells in hand.
Because Blazing Archon's going to come down next turn. Right, he's still got the Show and Tell in hand, so he's going to untap, draw an Entomb, play an Island, cast Show and Tell, put a Blazing Archon into play, stop that offense for enough time.
It looks like Show and Tell is going to resolve. And Ryan shows us a Blazing Archon.
And a land comes into play.
And William tells us about islands.
And now Will's playing off the top, draws a Force of Will.
A little late.
And Reanimate right off the top.
So Reanimate is probably going to get Snapcast. Get Iona into play, shut off all blue spells from the opponents.
And then drop Ryan down to 1. Archon is a 5/6, right?
I believe it, yeah, it's a 5/6. So Reanimate, and so now he's at 1. No more blue spells to be cast.
Will is at 14.